Hello, everyone. It's Brad Tassel, and welcome back to this comment. What show? When are you talking about? You just trolling? So, a lot of people, okay, I posted a joke from the virtual show where I talked about Dave Chappelle and him walking off stage because somebody was recording him. And in that joke, I told part of a story that I recorded all of Dave's show one time. And not only that, 45 minutes of him talking about what he was going through. Now, let's go back to the beginning. You can leave if you like. It's a pretty interesting story. So, this is back around 2005 or 6. If you remember, Dave Chappelle was in a bit of controversy. He had walked off his show, giving up $30 million because Comedy Central, no one wanted to work, they just wanted to give him a bunch of money and have the show, but he didn't want to do it. So everybody thought he was crazy, and he left, and he disappeared for like 7 months. And all the reports were that he was in Africa in some sort of insane asylum. That was the story. So back then, as a comedian, me and two other comedians, we decided, I had an idea, since we were all young fathers, we had young children, and we wanted to spend less time on the road. I had an idea to do a thing called the Hoosier Dads, where three dads would do a clean show, and we would talk about our kids and do stand-up and try to do theaters. And so we started setting this up, and we were doing before, and we did some theaters, but when we were setting this up, I went to comedy clubs that I worked, and I said, hey, could we do a Monday night? Just give us the door, and we'll bring people in on a Monday as many as we can, and we'll work out this show. So a Monday night, back about then, I don't remember the exact dates, Wiley's Comedy Club in Dayton, thumbs up for Wiley's, one of my favorite places in the world, go there, said yes, come in on a Monday. So there was a little bit of setup for the show. So I went to Wiley's in the afternoon to talk to the owner, and lo and behold, walks up to me is Dave Chappelle. And he was like, hey, Brad, hi. And I said, well, Dave, aren't you crazy in Africa right now? And he was like, no, that's all the silliest bunch of garbage. He goes, look, I went on a vacation, had with my wife, my kids. We went on a vacation. We went to Africa, but there was no craziness. But I'm back. He goes, I live here in Dayton. And we all now know that's where he lives. And he goes, but I have not been on stage in 7 months. Could I close your show? And I said, how dare you? No. No, of course. I said, well, sure, but you can't let anybody know. Because, first of all, if we let anybody know right now, there'd be 10,000 people here. Our show would be meaningless. And he said, no, I don't want anyone to know. Whatever your crowd is, don't even tell the other two comics. Just you know. Then when the show's over, bring me up. I'll do a set. It'll be great. Great. So we go to do the show. Well, I was taping all of our shows. So I had a real video camera running in the back, and it was kind of behind a curtain, so you couldn't even see it with the lens kind of sticking out. So the show goes, it's fine. We did a nice job. And then I went on stage at the end and I said, and now a Ohio dad would like to rebut everything we said. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle. And the air was sucked out of the room. What, Dave? The whole crowd. And it was about half full. I mean, people couldn't believe it. So he walks out, and of course, he's smoking, and he's cursing. But he did 45 minutes. He hadn't been on stage in 7 months of brand new material. Brand new killer material. Amazing. And we're sitting there, and I finally realized halfway in, I said, oh my God. I turned to this other comic that I'm working with, who I no longer talk to, and I said, I am running it. I have this all on video right now. And I said, and he goes, don't tell anybody. That's worth like 50 grand. And I said, no, we're not doing that. We're immediately going to tell Dave. We're not going to do anything with it. It's his stuff. We have no control over it, and we're doing whatever he wants. And that guy was like, well, you're stupid. But anyway, that's, again, another reason I don't like that guy anymore. So Dave not only does 45 minutes, he then stops and he starts being interviewed by like me, and we start talking about what he's been doing for the past and why he gave up 30 million and what happened to his partner and what was going on. It was that tape was now worth 100,000. So we finally end everything. Crowd all leaves. And I went to Dave and I said, hey, you're not going to believe it. I've got your entire set. I've been running a video camera the whole time. It's all yours. And he's like, well, I got to have it. I said, yeah. I said, no, I'm not going to. And then the owner's like suddenly like, you better not. And I said, shut. And Dave's like, shut up. What? I just told him what it was. So I said, no, of course. And he goes, and I said, how do you want me to do? What do you want to do? How are we going to get this? And then Dave said, here's Dave being a good guy. He goes, you know what? I've got a recording studio at my house. I'm going to take your tape or your whatever. It was a tape because it was DVD was a thing, of course, but this was a running tape. He goes, I'm going to edit it and take all my stuff. I will transfer all your show onto a DVD and I will send it to you. Give me your address. So I signed one of my books for his son. I had kids' books out. And I said, this is great, Dave. Thank you very much. What a great night. And I have not heard from that son of a bitch since. Didn't send me anything. Sent me nothing. But again, you know what? The tape could have been compromised. I don't know. It could have not worked right. It could have been, he could have watched our show again and said, I didn't like it the first time. So I'm just kidding about Dave. But so that's the story. And then the next morning, Rolling Stone called me, and they're like, holy crap, what went on? Do you have a tape? No. And I did an interview for Rolling Stone, and I think they used it somewhere. But okay, well, there you go. 7 minutes. If you sat through this, you're a good person. All right, send me money. How do you do that? I don't know. Okay, bye.